Today we're talking about kombucha. Oh mama. Okay, that one we definitely have some intense carbonation. This is the baby kombucha. Since my last video, I've made 3 different types of kombucha. So I made the bottles and then I took out the SCOBY and I kept some starter and I made this much larger 4-liter, 1-gallon jug of kombucha, along with over in that corner, a 1-liter kombucha from the SCOBY that started appearing on the top. And I was able to pour them into these individual little bottles. They're different flavors, of course. We have our raspberry and ginger, blueberry and ginger, and then we have our blueberry mixture of everything, which is basically ginger, basil, mint, blueberry, just yellow. I bought these bottles off of Amazon. They're quite nice. They just have a top that you just push to release, and then they come off like this. They're swing tops, and you just, obviously you pour your kombucha in, you put on your cap, and then you just press this down, and you hear that click, that's locked and secured. Kombucha is typically about 100 PSI, and these will work for that. So you want a thick glass, not a thin glass. The reason why we don't want a thin glass is these could explode because obviously the carbonation process is creating pressure. I will say just before we test the carbonation that I do store the bottles in this, which is IKEA Tupperware thing like this, and all 3 would obviously go in and I put the box over just in the event that something did explode. And it would be quite terrible if one of these exploded. You know, nobody wants their kombucha to explode. So there is some controversy online about whether or not to do what's known as kombucha burping. Oh, the baby of kombucha. You know, just like a little baby, sometimes you just gotta pat it on its back and let it burp, and you know, not quite. Kombucha burping is about just pressing on these tabs to open up the top to let some of the carbonation out, just to relieve some of that pressure. Typically it's not an issue. There are some things that you should watch out when making kombucha. I think they're like mango, watermelon. These will create quite a bit of carbonation, probably from the sugars, and those you probably want to burp. If you're also doing your second fermentation, first fermentation is with the SCOBY doing its thing. Second fermentation is when we add our fruit, that you don't want to exceed probably 2 to 3 days. Even less if it's in a very warm spot or it had some sun. You typically don't want these in sun, but obviously any more heat is going to speed up the process. So for me, this is just day 1. And we're going to see just how bad the carbonation is. I am going to burp these. Could be a total disaster, but you're about to find out. You don't need to burp them, like I said. You could wait the 2 to 3 days and just put directly into the fridge. And once they're in the fridge, everything will go dormant and you won't have to worry about any more carbonation beyond that point. All right, let's do this burping. I have my paper towel in case this is total disaster. I think all I'm supposed to do is just briefly open it. I'm not sure. Oh God, I'm so scared. Okay, I released it and the cat, oh, nope. Okay, there was no carbonation whatsoever. So that's actually not probably a good sign. Or, I don't know if you can see, but essentially I think I put too much fruit when I blended and it's kind of made a blockage. Let's make sure that's secure. Maybe we can just, oh, here we go. I actually wish I had a, oh, there we go. So, all right, close enough. Not gonna lie, people. I was worried I was gonna open it and it was gonna, like, when you put too much of the, if you don't really blend the material that you're putting in here, you end up basically creating a cork on the top, which isn't good because you can get spoil at the top, as well as you can have all this carbonation below. And then what happens is it's essentially just going to explode when you open it. So we obviously don't want that. So, all right, let's just try burping this. Oh, I just heard it. So we'll just close that. That's good. I think there was more in this one, but like I said, what happens is some material just gets pushed up, creates a seal, and that's it. So our third and final one, we're just gonna, oh mama. Okay, that one That one, we definitely have some intense carbonation. Yeah. Thankfully, I did not remove the cork very quickly and it didn't pop it off my hands because that would have went straight to the ceiling 100%. So yeah, wow. Okay, this one is just quite intense. So some lessons we learned while making kombucha for next time is you definitely want to really blend up if you're using smaller puree your pieces or use the whole pieces. Other lessons we learned is definitely these bottles are very nice. I bought another 12 to do the rest of our SCOBY and the other 1 liter I have over off to the side. And I really like them. I like the look of them. We did get the clear ones, which I do think are nicer to get, but I have 12 amber ones coming just because they are a lot cheaper because as you can see, it's really vibrant color, great head on it, just beautiful looking kombucha. So the last step of our kombucha is we're going to leave the rest of these bottles probably until tomorrow since I did burp them. And then we're going to throw them in the fridge and that's it. Whenever we want to serve them, we will. And you will be able to see Ashley and me try the creation of these 3. And I want to try plenty more. We have carrots growing in the garden and I want to try a carrot kombucha. I want to try a jalapeno kombucha. I want to experiment with all the kombuchas. I definitely have everything coming here with the 4 liters of kombucha and the other 1 liter over there. The 1 liter will be basically my replacement starter for that and the 1 liter jar again. And we will have access to all this 4 liters of wonderful kombucha and the process just continues and continues and continues. And folks, until next time, until next week, subscribe, like. I want to see you here again so you can see us taste these wonderful kombuchas and see our reaction. Adios.